our private parts become the measure of our identity, especially sa ating sexual orientation or sa ating expression. Yun nga, for example, oh, okay, I'm masculine because I have a larger dick than you do. Pero hindi eh, because like, what is masculinity ba? What is femininity? These are just constructs that were dictated to us by the society.
Hey guys, I'm Yvanne host of At The Backdoor, a newly launched YouTube channel. Allow us to explore the dynamics of controversial, taboo, and relevant social topics with our special guest for today, nude artist, visual performance artist, Paolo Dumlao, who will share his experiences and his personal take on body shaming, specifically dick size shaming. So, sobrang normalized nito sa culture natin.
Especially in the gay culture, to be honest.
Talaga?
Yes.
Akala ko kasi sa straight world lang.
No, mas rampant, actually rampant siya sa gay culture. Parang, if you're an asshole, you must be JUTS or you must have a small dick. Parang yun yung naging connotation niya.
Small dick energy.
Oo.
Oo.
A lot of men out there na are not really comfortable with their bodies, especially because of their dick sizes.
Oo.
Like they tend to like bottle up, and sometimes nagkakaroon ng prejudice wherein okay, parang is it always about dick na lang ba? I guess it's similar with men talking about vaginas and stuff, like oh my god, your vagina's tight or your vagina's so loose, but wala naman nagsasabi na not because a woman is very sexually active has a looser vagina than someone who's a virgin that has a tighter vagina. It's not really true because, diba, sa biology, the tightness of vaginas is proportionate to how turned on they are. It varies from person to person.
Yeah, it's a muscle we can actually control.
Exactly.
Yeah, and if pag tense yung vagina, we tend to close up. So, us being tighter isn't actually us being comfortable with you.
Yeah. It actually means the opposite. It could actually mean na you're not really comfortable with engaging sexual activities with a guy. Yeah, exactly.
What is your earliest memory na dun tumatak sa utak mo na, okay, there's something maybe wrong with my penis? Or have you been insecure with your penis? Or you're always confident sa penis mo?
Actually, no. I don't measure. That's one.
Talaga ba?
I don't measure. So when I first started doing nude art, because I'm a nude artist, and most of the time I perform naked right in front of a lot of people.
Yeah, and I've seen his dick. It's nice.
And a lot of people ask me na parang, okay Paolo, like how do you do it? Why are you so confident with your body? And I always tell them that I'm not actually confident. I'm quite insecure with my body. I'm always lanky. Nasa genes namin yung laging payat. It's harder for me to gain weight or gain muscle. And sa dick naman, parang for me, I don't really mind because this is what I have. And I don't like comparing myself to other people. So, nagkaroon ako ng mindset na parang, if I don't know you, or if you don't know who I am, if you don't even know my name or my surname or what I do in life, your judgment based on whatever, tapos bibigay mo yung judgment na yun sa akin, disregarded siya for me. So, that's why nare-radiate ko yung confidence. People think I'm actually confident naked, wherein I'm actually quite insecure.
Actually, I remember nung bago pa lang ako as a nude model, I would ask you na, how do you get so confident? Tapos nagulat ako na sinabi mo na you're actually insecure. Kasi akala ko if you're showing your body and you're unapologetic about it, kailangan mo maging super confident about it. Kala ko pag feminist ka na you shouldn't hate your body. I related to that na, okay, I don't have to be perfect to represent feminism.
Exactly. Insecurities are always there. Hindi naman mawawala yun. Because there's no perfect body. We only have the ideals. And most of the time, these ideals, they taint our judgment sa sarili natin. Sometimes when we look right in front of the mirror, most of the time, ang makikita natin is yung flaw. For example, oh my God, sobrang payat ko, or sobrang taba ko, or I look like this, I look like that. It's not we see on television. It's not the ideal we see on magazines. But here's the thing, no one has a perfect body. everyone has insecurities sa sarili ng body. Yung iba, insecurity nila siguro is their mole or their birthmark or how they look like, their hair color, hair length, facial hair, the lack of facial hair, etc. So, lahat tayo, we think that we're all incomplete. Wherein these things that make us incomplete are actually the things that makes us us.
Yeah.
I don't know if that makes sense, pero
Yeah, it does.
yun yung idea ko sa akin.
I think we tend to focus with certain body parts, like penises. Kasi yun yung parang pinaka-masculine mong trait. And we uphold masculinity as like the ideal. Ikaw, what do you think? Why do we tend to focus so much on penis sizes, boob size?
I think kasi parang the private parts is such a taboo topic for everyone. Our private parts become the measure of our identity, especially sa ating sexual orientation or sa ating expression. Yun nga, for example, okay, I'm masculine because I have a larger dick than you do. Pero hindi because like, what is masculinity ba? What is femininity? These are just constructs that were dictated to us by the society na parang, okay, we have to be like this for us to be acceptable. Which is not naman talaga. Accept us for who we are and respect us for who we are. Not because I have a larger dick or I have a smaller dick or not because I'm more masculine than you are or more feminine than you are. Kailangan ganito na yung binibigay mo sa akin. Dapat equal lang yung respect that I give and I get.
Tapos I think, like, guilty ako na I was dick size shaming other guys. Kasi ang laki ng galit ko sa mga lalaki dati. Like, I remember my girlfriends and I would compare dick sizes ng mga jowa namin that time. Tapos sobrang toxic pala nun. Pero I didn't realize it kasi sobrang normalized sa mga babae to have a focus on their bodies. Like, I remember 12, 13, 14, naka-catcall na ako. And yung focus sa mga tao ng mga relatives ko, nasa body ko na. Like, ang payat-payat ko, wala akong boobs, wala akong puwet. Like, lagi kong naririnig yun. So I thought it was okay to normalize that kind of thing. Tapos, nung lumaki yung galit ko sa men because I felt oppressed, sa kanya ko naman binubuhos. Pero I realized na hindi pala yung mga lalaki yung ang kaaway natin. It's toxic masculinity and everyone's affected by it.
Yes, hindi lang women ang affected by toxic masculinity. Pero, I mean, ang greatly affected are women in the LGBTQ community. But within the realm of men, within that certain group, cis men, white male, ano ba, mga hyper-masculine, they all have insecurities din eh. I remember one time, someone chatted me on Instagram. They wanted to model naked. Pero ang gusto nilang portrayal is hyper-masculinity. Okay, I need to be masculine looking dito sa mga photos na to. So,
what does that even mean?
Yun nga, exactly. Pero sabi ko, what is hyper-masculinity? Sabi ko, wala akong concept ng masculinity. Wala akong concept ng femininity. That's why I'm wearing a wearing a crop top right now, di ba? And I don't really care. So sabi ko sa kanya, parang okay, send me photos of what you think is hyper-masculine. And then, sabi niya, okay, nag-send siya ng pegs. Tapos nag-send din siya obviously, ng nude photos niya. For me to judge I mean, for me to, for me to interact with the nude photo. Not naman judge, sorry, ang pangit ng term. For me to curate, I guess. Wow, I'm curating nudes. For me to curate, and I tell him na parang, okay, these poses are not really hyper-masculine. Kaya mo siya nakitang hyper-masculine is because yung muscles, ina-amplify niya, yung angle ng muscles mo, etc. But, compare it with this. So, I'm gonna give them photos, non-masculine photo, for example, a female photo na same pose. See, it's not really masculine because dito rin, na-amplify din yung curves ng babae. So, there's nothing really masculine about a pose or a certain angle. It's just that ina-amplify lang niya yung good parts of our body, which is apparently men's muscles. Ang galing kasi after that, like after those exchange of messages, nung nagtatry siya na i-curate ko daw kasi the person really wants to be a nude model. And I'm like, okay, I'm okay with nudes. Like I don't really sexualize her nudes at all. So, binibigyan niya sa akin yung photos, yung anglings niya, and from time to time, nawawala na yung hyper-masculinity nung post. And na-appreciate na niya yung beauty of the different angles and the different way on how to express yourself with your body. Because I think the bottom line here is how we express ourselves. Fuck masculinity or fuck femininity. Parang as long as we're comfortable with ourselves, expressing ourselves, that's the thing. That's what we need to do. By the end of the day, hindi naman yung society magsasabi na, uy, comfortable ka dyan. I'm gonna make myself as an example na lang siguro. I cannot go out just wearing a shirt and jeans. Like, for me talaga, sobrang uncomfortable niya. Kahit it's the norm for people. And I'm not doing this for me to get noticed or for me to get attention. But I'm doing this because I'm more comfortable expressing myself with these clothes than yung dinidictate ng society na I should just wear jeans and a shirt.
I want to talk about yung insecurity ng men when it comes to sex. Kasi when I was younger, first time ko ma-experience ng handjobs and everything, all of that, guys would be so insecure. They would always ask me, malaki ba? Okay lang ba? Doon ko nakikita na, may malaki palang insecurity yung men about it. And they don't talk about it.
They don't talk about it. Tapos usually they talk about it during in bed or after having sex. Sabihin nila, was I good? Or this and that. Most of the time, I'm guilty dito. We feed their ego. So parang, oh yeah, ang galing mo kahit hindi. Diba? Parang gano'n. Which is, hindi ko rin gets kung bakit natin finifeed yung ego and why are we putting men on a pedestal wherein, okay, men should be good at sex. Wherein, bakit ganun yung revolution ng sex? Sex naman is about consent and about the enjoyment, that engagement between two bodies or two people. Kasi for me, I don't know if it's just a gay thing or something, but may mga times I don't even orgasm when having sex. And for me, that's okay. I don't shame na, oh my God, hindi niya ako inorgasm and I'm gonna shame that person na parang, okay, you're bad at sex. For me, it's the enjoyment of doing it with another person. It's the vulnerability, the intimacy that I get.
Yeah, the goal is not orgasmic.
Yes.
Like, ako rin naman, like for the longest time, I was not orgasming with a partner. Pero dahil din, I don't voice out what I want. Kasi I thought na wala akong karapatan to demand a guy to do this to me. Pero guys are very comfortable na i-order tayo what to do to them. So I think it's partly our fault din kasi we're not assertive with what we want. We don't know what we want kasi hindi tayo nagsasexually explore.
I think that's the thing with women in the Philippine society. Parang it's a taboo thing for women here in the Philippines for...
Yeah, you can't like sex.
Parang you can't masturbate, you can't have sex toys. It's a normal thing. Like, sexual pleasure is a normal thing. To be pleasured sexually is okay. And to not be pleasured sexually is okay as well. Because we're not gonna discount asexuals. I know certain asexuals na parang talagang they don't really like sex. And that's okay. As long as we practice consent and we communicate well with our partners or partner, whatever, it all boils down with consent. For us to enjoy sex more, it's not just about just pleasuring ourselves or pleasuring one another. And giving that consent and communicating and yung connection with the partner that we're engaging sex with.
Yeah, it's not just physical pleasure.
I'll tell a story.
Go.
Since we're tackling pleasure, I did a thing during Fringe Manila 2018, I think. 2018 ba to?
I've heard this.
There was an exhibit wherein I jacked off in public for 5 hours. 5 hours. And I only...
Marathon.
And I only came once. Sabi nila, oh my God, once. Parang hindi ba nag-shave, etc. And the thing is, it's not really about pleasure itself. There was a room, a makeshift room wherein naka-print out everywhere sa pillowcase, sa underwear, or photographs of genuine orgasm of me and my friends. So I asked my friends' consent. We need photographs of you orgasming, or as in kailangan genuine. So I don't really care if you're gonna have sex right in front of us or you're gonna jack off. Like, I don't really care. I just need your genuine orgasm. And yun, I was jacking off for 5 hours. The audience are allowed to go in one at a time. I'm blindfolded. I'm blindfolded for reasons. One is because I don't want my audience to feel uncomfortable. Baka akalain nila na I'm jacking off because they're there. No. I'm trying to stimulate myself and I don't really mind if there's an audience or not. Second, I don't want them to feel judged. Next is they're only allowed to go in one at a time. One at a time kasi mas genuine yung reaction ng tao kapag mag-isa siya rather than with people. Kasi pag with people, the initial reaction of the group will be the reaction of everyone else. Kapag nandiri yung isa dun sa group, mandidiri na lahat. Kapag na-excite yung isa, mag-excite yung lahat. So mas genuine if you're alone. And they're allowed to do anything they want. I actually got jacked off thrice. And I don't know who that person is. Pero kudos to you for being brave enough to jack me off in public. Anyway, yung main gist of that exhibit, the exhibit was called Voyeur, by the way. The main gist of that exhibit is guilty pleasure. It's about the things that society dictated that we should like and we should not like. As long as di ba, sabi nila parang, okay, maging acceptable ka if you like this. And you're not accepted if you like these stuff. And it all boils down, ginawa ko siyang Captain Obvious na, okay, sexual pleasure, para it's an easier thing to discuss, or it's an easier thing to notice. Pero yun, it all boils about consent. As long as things are consensual and it's of the right age, why would you judge a person based on what they like and what they should not like? Or why would you judge them for not having the same interests as you? Diba? Because we're all different naman. We cannot force anyone to like the things that we like and to not like the things that we dislike.
You're so brave for doing that. Like, can I just say?
I'm not gonna do it again, by the way. Why? I got dehydrated for 3 days after. Nakalimutan ko mag-hydrate.
Way back, I think yung sinasabi mo na ginagawa tayong in charge ng mga men to fluff up their ego. Kasi parang ginagawa tayong responsibility natin sa men because they're so insecure and they don't know how to talk about it. So, we are in charge of making them feel good about themselves.
Sa queer community, and I think ano nito sa mga heteros, na pag hyper-masculine yung guy, or mask for mask, yun yung tawag namin sa LGBT community. Sobrang trophy nila kapag marami na silang sexual activities with a lot of people. Parang, okay, like I'm so good in bed, I slept with 1,000 people. But that's not really it. Sometimes, you're not even good in bed. Nasakto lang na people like you and they think that you're good in bed. That's why they had sex with you. May mga ganun instances eh. Kasi, like, I personally had those instances. Parang, oh, I think you're good in bed, but they're really not. Parang, most of the time, they're ego speaking and their insecurity speaking. Na parang, are you that insecure of yourself? You're gonna allow yourself to use another person to feed up your ego.
Yeah.
Which, I guess, mas rampant sa girls, diba? Kasi, sa inyo, may mga times na yung guy, they will brag about the women that they've had sex with. And then they would judge women naman na parang if the women or the woman is very hypersexual or very okay with their sexuality, parang dinidegrade nila into an object, which is false. Like, people are not objects. We are people, period. We're not supposed to be treated as
Sex toys.
Sex toys, exactly. And yun nga, as objects.
I think they also do that kasi they're trying to prove to themselves na worthy ako. Now I'm confident with my body, I'm good with my sexuality. What do you think is wrong with our culture that has to change, and how can we change it? Regarding sa body shaming and dick size shaming.
Catcalling is one. Like, people should not catcall. Men should not catcall women based on their clothing and what they wear. And actually, no. Men should not catcall, period. Walang other basis. Like, period. Like, women are not objects. At the same time, sa LGBT community rather, oh my God, nabubulol ako. Sa LGBT community naman, dick size isn't everything. Like, dick size isn't everything. Not because someone is really good looking or really hyper masculine or the ideal body, not okay na sila maging sexual objects. No. Yes, you could be openly sexual and there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with exploring your sexuality as long as you don't use other people as objects of pleasure.
Also, I think it should also start with parents na wag masyadong ituon yung attention sa bodies ng mga anak nila.
Yes. Especially growing up, na parang, uy, bawal yan kasi ganito, ganyan. No,
Sinesexualize mo yung bata.
Yun nga parang to tell a 15-year-old sexy is problematic. Like, there's nothing sexy with a 15-year-old, come on.
Oo
You can
nga
call them
eh.
cute or maganda or pretty or good looking, but never sexy. Because
Yes!
the term sexy itself, it means to sexualize someone.
Pag pinagbabawalan mo mag-shorts yung bata, sinesexualize mo siya.
Sinesexualize mo na siya because yun, I mean, and what's wrong with wearing shorts anyway? I mean, it's a comfortable clothing, you could run around, you could do whatever you want, di ba?
Tapos ang usual pang comments, uy, naka-shorts, ang sexy, dalaga na. Okay, thank you so much for being here. If you've learned something, if you enjoyed this show, please comment down below your thoughts and opinions, topics that you want to discuss, and please follow us on our social media and our Patreon. Do you have anything to promote? Instagram?
Okay, hi guys. If you wanna see my nudes, follow me on Instagram. It's at the moon and other stories. I might have shows. I-update ko naman on my socials yun. Just follow me on Instagram. Instagram
Yes.
is like the safest social media outlet that I have wherein I could do my art. Yung Facebook kasi it's too personal na for me. So, no sa Facebook.
Okay, so his Instagram would be written down on the description. Please subscribe. Thank you for watching. And see you at the next episode of At The Backdoor.